it's all the fire.
Okay, this is Leonard Milholland again. I'm going to show you around my hangar. I wanted to start with this little airplane I got hanging in the carport. This is a little cutout that the shop teacher from Minnesota gave me when he was demonstrating the legal eagle that his students had built. And I hang it out here so people will know this is where legal eagle lives. I'm going to show you my garage, and here's the sheet metal brake that gets a lot of use in the tail when you build a tail. And here's a 20-ton press. Use it mostly to press off prop hubs, all the crankshafts, and it takes the whole 20 tons. Here's some cabinets full of parts that have some signs I've been able to collect. These are hard to come by. And I got one here that I bought. It has the same date that I was born on, 1924. The swing around here to an old standby grinder buffer that I've used for many years. Here's an attic fan that I made to a shop fan. It works real good when the hot summer Texas days. Go over here to the workbench. This workbench is 4 foot by 12 foot, and I have a 4 foot extension to go on it whenever I have something long. And it's built, has been used to build many airplanes. I've lost count of the number actually. And there's my metal lathe. Thanks to the plans buyers for that. I really appreciate it. And it's been used almost every day. I need something, even if I just polish something, I use this lathe. It's really a nice old lathe for the hobbyist. And there's a drill press, an assortment of clamps and tools hanging up. I'll turn around here now and show you the builder's wall. It filled up many years ago, and I run out of space on the wall, so I use these books to put pictures in now the builders send me. We have a little patio, indoor patio type thing. We can have lunches out here and have had many. And there's the laundry room. And this is the Cabin Eagle. And it has a 2180 Volkswagen, about as big as you can soup up a Volkswagen. And it puts out a lot of power. And there's my emblem for Cabin Eagle. It has a performance propeller built by my good friend Frank Johnson. It has a 2180 Volkswagen, has a Kubota tractor alternator for power, for electrical power. And the engine runs very well and very strong. And when it gets hot, I cannot turn it over to start it. I have to start it when it's cold and wait for it to cool off before I can start it again. It has so much compression. I will walk over here Here's my sign-in sheet. I make guests sign in when they come to see me. I request them to. And here's a non-head bumper hanging on the end of the double eagle wing. I'll get on the light side of the airplane and show you more about it. This has a Clover propeller made in Rolla, Missouri by my little sweetheart girl. She made that when she was a little girl. Now she's a grown woman with a family. And this also has a Kubota tractor alternator on it. This is 1835. Pulls the double eagle very well. Does a good job. I love to fly this airplane because it has some sort of an exhaust on it. It doesn't burn your ears up. And here's the double eagle sign. Two of them flying together. I like to have the eagles flying. There's the seat covers with the double eagles on them. I displayed this airplane at Oshkosh at Ford Square in '08. And there's a full instrument panel full of steam gauges. And that's what I like, steam gauges. In emergencies, you can find the trouble quicker with steam gauges than you can with glass cockpit. For me, that is. And now we come to the most popular legal eagle of all is the XL. Let me get around here on the other side of it. While I'm at it, I'll show you my wood shop. This is my grizzly saw. I got a bandsaw, got a planer, got a cutoff saw, and various other tools that I use. And that's the paint booth for painting small parts. Got 2 exhaust fans on it. Now, let's go back to the XL. This is the Legal Eagle XL, and it also has the second better half EW. This is number 2. It has the exposed aileron controls where you can do a pre-flight real easy, check things out. There's nothing in the wing but the gas tank, and that's all sealed up so bugs can't get in the wing. This is, like I said, the number 2 better half EW engine, and it's got 2 Mikuni carburetors on it, and it's got large cylinders there, and they are aluminum for weight. If you put the steel cylinders on, the XL will be overweight. And I have a blow-up speed, Hall speed indicator, and I put it inside because the bracket to hold it on the struts was way too heavy. There's the 1-pound seat, 2-pound seat belts, and gravity feed right down to the engine. Tees off goes to both carburetors. And here's the last airplane that I built. Hopefully not the last one, but this is the last airplane that I built. And it's a Teeny 2. Very popular back in the 70s. I built one in the 80s, and I liked it so well that I built another one just for the heck of it. It's all metal, and it has an 1835 in it. The original one had a stock Volkswagen, and it went 120 miles an hour with a stock Volkswagen engine. It also has the Kubota tractor alternator. single carburetor with carburetor heat. 1835 engine. It should do real well. It hadn't been flown yet. It's that new. And I have a performance propeller prop on it. Frank Johnson again. And he recently has sold his business, but the gentlemen that he sold it to are making the same kind of props he did. Well, the light is so bad you can't see the instruments, but they're steam gauges also. And here's the tail back here. And everything is counterbalanced. There's weights in the front of the rudder fin, and there's weights for the stabilizer, and the aileron has weights in front weighted in front. Here's another shot of the XL. And here is a Model A Ford, 1929 Model A Ford, and it's a driver. It hadn't been restored. It's been painted in a new roof, new upholstery, but it hadn't been restored. And the fender metal is really heavy. And it was a gift from Mike Kimbrell, my good friend in Washington State. He found out that I courted my first wife in one of these, and he said, "You got to have this," so he gave it to me. Brought it down on a trailer. I keep a battery maintainer on it all the time. But here's something I've been wanting to show you for a long time. Is the folding wings. Folding tail, folding wing. This is how wide the tail and wings are when they're folded up. I'm going to walk around and show you the engine and the folding mechanism. The wing shows how big it is when it's turned up like this. This is the original better half VW engine, and it still runs good and still got the same compression, same rings in it. Recently I tore it down to see if anything was wore, and it was all in good shape, but I put new bearings in when I put it back in, just for the heck of it. And it's got a lot of hours on it, and it runs good. It flies the airplane great. It's got a lot of power. It takes a long time to loosen one of these engines up. They're tight as they can be when you first start them. But after about 50 hours, they loosen up real nice, and then they're sweethearts after that. And here is the mechanism for folding the wings. That center part there has to be welded to the cabine struts, and that tube slips in there, and there's a bolt holds it in there. And then you have these fittings out here that turn and pivot and turn. And the cotter pin keeps the wing from coming off. And that hole in behind there is where the tube goes when you fold the wing out and use it. You have to be very careful when you're doing this, because the wing fitting there has to fit on the mount up here, which I changed, by the way. This is not the original legal mount. This is the XL mount. But I changed it for the fold because it's much easier on the, well, it works this way and it wouldn't work the other way. It's just that simple. Anyway, And down here, I have a bar that goes into the bottom. When you want to move the airplane, you put that bar across from wing fitting to wing fitting, across through the cockpit, and that keeps the wings from flopping around. You got the old original mountain bike wheels. They've been bent and folded and everything else, but they're still with me. And they don't have bearings, they have nylon. They're nylon and just the nylon on the axle. Now, I think the tire has been replaced one time in 22 years. And that's about it on the Hangar turnaround. And I'm going to turn it around. This is Leonard, and thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And this is where I live and play with my airplanes. So till next time, thank you.
Inexpensive plane to build. Probably one of the cheapest on the field. Also, you notice out on this left front drive, got a whole range back there, you can see the meter out there, it's good for about 50 miles an hour.